cheers.
Cheers to Vino.
Cheers to Vino. So I'm Laurie Brucker of LaurieBstyle.com, and I'm here with Sherrijon Gaspard, and we are enjoying Simply Vino. Simply Vino.
Simply Vino is a company that owns the Vino Simpatica.
Vino Simpatica, which I am very happy with this. It's a great way to start the morning.
Absolutely. Every day should start with bubbles. And with Vino, we say cheers to Vina, because it's feminine, right? Vina. Cheers to Vina.
And this is actually a violet sparkling wine, which is so good.
Right, we have 3 varietals of Vino Simpatica. We have a white, a red, and a violet. And violet is a little bit of berry with a mostly white wine, so it's a fantastic blend.
Love it. And I love it because it's, before 12 o'clock, so it's...
Laurie, every hour is happy hour in most places.
Really?
We're
totally
happy.
I'm totally happy. I'm happy all the time.
Absolutely.
And I'm happy because I am inspired every day by all the incredible women and professionals that I meet. And we are here to talk about style stories. Well, your style reflects you. And I think that that's, everyone's style is an interpretation of who they are, and there is a story behind that. So,
right, and your personal image is your calling card to the world.
That is so true. I couldn't agree with that more. So why don't we start with how your style has evolved and where it came from, you feel like?
It came from my grandmother and my mother. They were both fashionistas before fashionista was popular. Right. They both always had the right accessories, the right hair pieces, the right scarves. I can't remember a time when my mom wasn't pulling something out of a bag under a closet, from a cabinet somewhere. I remember the Mommy and Me outfits that she would make in the 70s, the very sexy for her, backless halter, one piece and one for me.
Oh, wow.
Or the eyelet sundresses, not so sexy for her, but cute for me.
Right.
And that was kind of the way I was raised. Always appreciate what you have in your closet. Always want other pieces, but know what works for you.
That's it's so true, because knowing how to work with your body, I think that's a really important part to style and feeling comfortable with your style.
Absolutely.
So do you have areas of your body that you love and you hate? We all do.
Of course, absolutely. The part of my body that I love the most, which is probably a little bit I guess unusual, is my hands. Because for me, I remember hearing a story when I was younger that you may not always resemble your mother or your grandmother, but you might have similar hands. And when I look down at my hands, they remind me of them. They remind me of the hands that nurtured me and raised me and supported me.
That's beautiful.
So even though it's not the most, it's hard to really dress them up. I try with, polish and rings.
Yes.
However, it's not always the most popular part. For instance, the part that I'm not so, excited about is my midsection. It's always a part that I'm consistently working on.
Absolutely. And I think for most women, I think that's really like one of the top things on the list for everyone. It's like, the best way to combat that is like, defining your waist, wearing a belt, and you were wearing a belt. So I give very happy with that. I say when in doubt, belt it out. It is the perfect solution.
Right. Great
to
advice.
every style issue. If you don't like what it is, put a belt on it. If it's a little too big, throw a belt on it. It's really like solves every problem. Most problems. Doesn't solve world peace, but
if only it would.
If only it would.
Well, someone told me once too that even though that may be the part of my body that I'm not the most comfortable with, it's the part of my body that carries me from here to there. Do you know what I mean? Like it is my core. And so whether it's always the way I want it to be or whether I'm always comfortable with it, it is what gets me most places every day. So without the core, what would you do? So you can always work on that. But it is also the part I don't like the most, but it's still the part that I need the most, So
tell me about in your professional life, how have you overcome that in creating a confident style that's great for you?
And like you said earlier, in choosing the right pieces, right? And knowing what works for you, which is really a big part of it. But once you put it on, knowing your body and loving your body, whether, we always talk about the favorites and the least favorite parts of us, but knowing what you have and loving it, regardless of the shape, the size, the height,
Right.
And when you put things on, you are dressing up, like we said earlier, you're dressing up yourself every single day, whether it's casual wear, whether it's work wear, whether it's a uniform, whatever it is, wear it the best way that you can. Walk down the street like you own it, my mom says,
Right? Oh, I think your mom and I would be best friends because I feel like, the fact that she'd like be pulling things out. Like I did a shoot the other day and I forgot the belt in my outfit and I went into my trunk and I pulled out like some random thing I was going to give to Goodwill that's like a piece of fabric. And I wrapped it around my waist. I made a belt and I was like, oh my God.
You'd be great friends.
We would be great friends. And really style confidence is like really a key component to just feeling great every day and owning it.
You can always make it work.
Always. That's what we're here to teach how and that you can overcome it.
Absolutely.
So I have one last question. What is the special sauce to you? Like what makes you confident every day?
I think that my attitude. I'm a go-getter, and I don't take no. So even if I wake up and I have a question in my head, whether it's about fashion, whether it's about a vacation, whether it's about, goodness knows, a meal choice.
Right.
I make sure that I work out the problem. So I know that it's going to happen. I know I can work it out, and I know that I'll find the right solution. I never give up. My partners always say to me, my business partners say, someone says no to you, what you really hear is, I'll call you back in 5 days. So there you go.
That's incredible. That's amazing advice and words to live by. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you for having me.
So I'm Laurie Brocker of LaurieBstyle.com. You can find everything about me there and all of the style stories. And tell us where we can find you.
Once again, you can find me, Sherrijon, at VenaSimpatica.com or simplyvino.net.
Fantastic. And cheers. I'll cheers to that.
Cheers to Vena.